We have just 24 hours until everything changes for the Denver Broncos. In this video, we're going to go through some last-second predictions from different mock drafters, different connected insiders. I'm going to lay out what I want to happen and then my official prediction. If you're new to this channel, my name is Ben. I break down all things Denver sports. I started this channel because I am a Denver transplant, living in Michigan, surrounded by Lions fans. I miss talking Broncos with my boys at work, and that's what this channel does for me. I love talking to all of you and can't wait for tomorrow night where we do the live draft right here. Do not miss it. Let's dive into the latest rumors, what is going on just 24 hours in front of the NFL draft. One of my favorite people to watch, That's Good Sports, Brandon Perna, the pod father or the YouTube video father for Broncos content. His official prediction is that the Denver Broncos are going to land Michael Penix, and I loved his rationale behind this, is that is the least discussed quarterback to the Denver Broncos. I think Sean Payton is a master of manipulation, and I mean that in a good way, and I think he dropped hints about loving JJ and all the time he spent with JJ. We were really out there about, all the meetings we did with Bo Nix. I'm going to show some of that and how much time we spent with him. And so this could be crazy. Like if we end up with Michael Penix Jr., that could be crazy because it truly is the person that none of us see coming. It's who DNVR predicts that is also going to fall to us. And at the end of the day, if he is Sean's guy and Sean thinks he can get it done, I am here for it. I think you're seeing a lot of people, including the entire Pat McAfee show, come out and say, sorry, I thought that was my next tab up. I have so many tabs, that there are going to be 6 quarterbacks drafted in the first round. That would be absolutely a game changer. That very, very rarely happens. And the way a lot of these mocks are falling is that you got QBs going 1, 2, 3, 4. That would be a great thing for the Denver Broncos because that means that at 12, you are getting the best player at a position, and that sets us up to get some really good draft capital if we trade back or get an absolute game wrecker at 12. So you see that Michael Lombardi came on and said that he thinks if Sean Payton likes a guy, he's going to move heaven and earth to go and get him. So I think if you gave me my pick of the 3 after Caleb Williams, Drake May, Jaden Daniels, or J.J. McCarthy, I would love somehow that J.J. McCarthy falls to 8 or 9 and that the Denver Broncos make a trade, just a small trade, give up a third-round draft pick to move up to that spot. We keep Surtain, we keep Courtland Sutton, we keep all those dudes, and we just move up and get J.J. at 8 or 9. That's my ideal situation. I think it's way too rich, and we'd have to give up way too much to trade up to the 4th slot if the Cardinals do indeed move that 4th round pick. There's definitely going to be a bidding war, but now you're hearing other folks say that they think the Minnesota Vikings have soured a little bit and intend to keep pick 11 and keep pick 23 rather than load up and try to go get JJ. Other crazy rumors that are coming out here is that today, defensive end and multi-time Pro Bowler Trey Hendrickson has asked for a trade. Now, he is saying he would love it if he could stay with the Bengals, but he wants long-term security and wants to move on. The cool thing to me is that Sean Payton is the one who initially recruited, drafted him back in 2017. We know Sean Payton loves building his guys here. We're now up to 43 of the 73 players on our squad currently are Sean Payton picked and Sean Payton guys. And he loves going and getting former New Orleans Saints. And so could we somehow could we give up our 3rd round draft pick and go get him, knowing that he wants a new deal, knowing that we've saved cap room, and we could easily make this work, especially with that Walter Penner money where you got Walmart money and you can spread a signing bonus over the life of the contract. We could give him that long-term security. And while I feel really, really good about our platoon of guys on the outside, we don't have that marquee name. Like, I think Baron Browning is going to hit and surprise some people this year. I'm really high on Benito and Drew Sanders, and obviously Jonathan Cooper's coming on strong. But I love the fact of, could we get a marquee name? We know a few, like last year, that how highly Sean Payton regarded Danielle Hunter, and that didn't end up working. So could we trade a 3rd round draft pick and get him? That would be amazing. Other big news of the day is that obviously Courtland Sutton, we've gone over ad nauseum on here. He tweeted the last scene from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. He removed Denver Broncos receiver from his Twitter profile handle. He was not pictured in any of these uniform refreshes, and so a lot of people are thinking Courtland Sutton might be on his way out. When Russell Wilson announced he was leaving, Courtland Sutton said something like, "See you soon," or "Hope to see you soon." And so a reunification with Russell Wilson seemed to be his desire. So could somehow the Denver Broncos pick up pick 98 from the Pittsburgh Steelers, or pick 119 to go to the Steelers? And I'd feel really good about that, because I think with pick 98, we could get a great pick at 12 and then use 98 to get Bo Nix, because I think if Bo Nix falls that far, he will still be on the board later in 98. So when it comes to my prediction and what I hope are different things. Like I said, I hope JJ falls to 8 and we can get him. But my prediction is that we end this draft somehow getting Bo Nix. I think that would be a stretch if we picked him at 12. I think trading back might show that you're not like totally committed to him, which would be why we went out and got Zach Wilson. Because Sean's like, well, if some, we're not going to stretch for a guy that we don't think deserves that 12th pick. They committed to us that they are going to pick a great player with the 12th pick. But we don't have a second round draft pick. So day 2 is going to be kind of boring until obviously third, we have multiple third round picks and so on. But somehow could we end up with a second round draft pick because of Courtland Sutton? That would be amazing, because we could end up having our cake and eating it too. We could have a Brock Bowers and we could have Bo Nix, or I saw a mock from Albert Breer as well that had the Denver Broncos ending up getting Jared Verse by trading back. And a lot of people have him as a high upside guy that, at one point in time, he was a top 10 mocked player there. So could we pick up a second round draft pick that turns into Bo Nix and get a Jared Verse? That could be like the best of both worlds. But it turns out that the Denver Broncos truly have vetted Bo Nix very, very heavily. And they did an hour-long Zoom call. He went through the whole thing where he dumped a bunch of information on Bo Nix to see how much he processed, and then a bunch of them flew out to Eugene, Oregon, and did in-person stuff with him as well. This kind of gives some credo to what Brandon Perna said. Like the thing that is really under the radar is that we have not really had a lot of talk about Michael Penix. And is that because Sean Payton doesn't like him, or is that because he doesn't want people to think he likes him? I love the Lil Wayne quote, "Real G's move in silence like lasagna." And I think Sean Payton is a real G, and he's moving in silence just like the G in lasagna. You can't even hear it. So that's cool. We also remember that Michael Penix talked about the only hard combine interview that he had was with the Denver Broncos, where they made him look at all of his bad tape. And I think if Michael Penix Jr. is his dude, it would be amazing if somehow we could get him in the second. I think that is the last. Cardinals willing to move back. It looks like the Chargers are going to be taking a tackle at 5, but all of this is going to be crazy, crazy exciting. I don't even know how I'm going to do my real job tomorrow during the day, because I'm just going to be so hyped for this draft. Hope you all are too. Make sure you are liked and subscribed so you don't miss a single second. And I just had a visitor, so Broncos country, let's giddy up. Since you weren't supposed to be here, can you say "Go Broncos"?
The Broncos.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.